Hey, healthy heroes, welcome to the dog fight of the national event at Alliance Crossroads. This is the point of view of my Gorban scout, Uxwe Nakujo. I gotta ask some of these out-of-game questions first to get more accurate observations.
Oh, great! Sorry,
to fully realize that we are about to wreck some doggos.
10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver.
Yes, the Gorb's racial enemy are the gnolls, but I absolutely love to extrapolate that to any dog-like thing. The flavor is too fun.
You fur? Okay. I dig in your chest. Do you have organs in there?
Yes.
Fun in-game fact, the Gorb have a lot of customs around the heart, and that's why Nakujo's always asking these sorts of wacky roleplay questions and messing with monsters' organs. I let that puppy go because it is already encircled by other PCs. Nakujo's preference is always to chase something down more by herself, if she can.
Paige, I kill you? Oh, out of
Seeing a line of dogs all grouped up, I've got to square up and hunker down for a second until I can sneak in between their line to get them more isolated, more separated.
Rifting out one, rifting out two, rifting out three.
10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver.
I think I'm dead.
My ask about scenting here was to see if I could track their entrance onto the battlefield. But there's apparently even more flavor to this dogfight than I realized.
Do I smell from any direction?
There appears to be a strong smell of piss coming from a den over there where they keep dropping weapons.
Okay.
That's gross. I see a back and I make a quick entrance, but he's up against the tent, so I have to slow down, not charge. Apply some pressure to make him move more into the center of that circle there.
10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver.
Keith the orc right there says he feels bad for slaughtering a puppy.
There is no puppy that is innocent.
So Nakujo has to pipe up. That rifting is important to note. These things aren't just normal dogs, or at least they aren't arriving in a normal animal way.
Oh, they're rifting puppies.
That's the sort of observation that's definitely a relevant plot clue, either for monster powers or for the story to develop later. You pay attention to those details, even in battle. Now this log pile blocks me a little bit, but the dog's attention is on the large group of PCs, so grabbing a back over here isn't too hard. Once a couple start dropping, the field opens up more, and I move in a little quicker to get access to other backs.
20 silver, 20 silver, 20 silver, 20 silver, 20 silver. No.
Sniff around, do a little roleplay gagging, thanks to that pee-pee smell.
They're not very big, but they're rifting dogs.
Yep.
They peed all over that a lot.
They peed on weapons.
There's dog pee all over this pile.
Thankfully, it wasn't mine.
Out of game? Out of game.
A weapon on the head means out of game. I hear that rift, and I make haste to get into position. I miscalculated as the dog was moving backwards, and apologize for being a little too close there. Nakujo is real pleased to be working with Pounce here. He's another felinoid Wylderkin who was at the national event. She has to assume that he also hates dogs.
Hold still, buddy.
Killing blow 1, killing blow 2, killing blow 3. I take out your heart.
What's it look like?
He doesn't know the Gorban traditions from her lands, but he does care enough to ask, and she'll brag about her traditions at any given opportunity.
I dig a hole 2, I dig a hole 3, I bury your heart 1, I bury your heart 2, I bury your heart 3. Now you can't go to the endless hunt.
What?
Because now he can't go to the endless hunt, because dogs are awful and gross.
Even if it freaks some other PCs out.
Dear God. Well, they are.
Yeah, they're a little freaked out.
How long do you think it's going to take for that smell to clear? Do we have anything we can dump on top of that to mitigate the smell of it?
If I'm going to use scenting for the benefits, I've also got to take the hit when the scents are gross. It's all good roleplay fun.
Did they come in from the tavern? I mean, they're rifting. Rift?
Now here I'm actually avoiding metagaming specifically. I see that the NPCs are out of game gathered by the fence over there, but in game all I know is that they are rifting around, so they could be coming in from anywhere. So Nakujo needs to stay vigilant. She's checking around. She knows they could come in at the tavern.
In the tavern? What?
And what happens right here is Nakujo gets invited on a mod.
Going into the woods to investigate vortex, but
But she makes it pretty clear that she hates dogs way more than she wants to help solve any other problems.
Yeah, no, do you have healer? Like, don't trust, if you don't trust her, don't go.
Sorry, Roland. That was nice of you to try to include me, but...
I don't do the figuring out, I do the hunting. I'm gonna kill these dogs.
A group of dogs had rifted in and only just started to engage, so I'm able to do a little sprint burst to close that distance, move from one to the next, and do a lot of damage.
10 silver, 10 silver.
Sometimes when her back attacks draw a little more aggro than she expects, she will hiss to scare them, sort of just get a pause, get a little breather on the battlefield to find her next opening. If the hurt dogs try to rift out, that's where surprise attack comes in. Love it.
I scratch out your heart 1, I scratch out your heart 2, I scratch out your heart 3. I dig a hole 1, I dig a hole 2.
Posturing and intimidating
I bury your heart 1.
is a really fun strategy to sort of control the flow and control the pace.
Thank you.
I might not be in an advantageous position to be able to open up a combo at you, but if I hiss at you, I'll stop you from attacking me. It's all posturing.
It's blowing right at me. Burns my eyes. Alpha, anything else rifting in the tavern?
This next wave rifts in far enough away that they are not within sprint distance. So I preserve my energy by prowling over, staying kind of slow, scoping out the scene until I can find my moment. Turns out my moment is a really clean line of backs right here. When in this juicy situation, I prioritize my lateral motion over actually making sure they drop. The element of surprise you have can really be fleeting, so you have to move through the NPCs down the line quickly. Just take the whole line and get them turning around and mixed up, and other PCs will jump in and capitalize on the chaos you created. So keep moving, keep going from back to back. With this single one having eyes on me at a greater distance, I opt to close in at a wide, almost strafing angle to try to force the circle, even without the surprise.
If it's your kill, I don't want to...
I search you, yeah.
I'm going to take his heart. I dig out your heart 1, I dig out your heart 2, I dig out your heart 3, I dig a hole 1, I dig a hole 2.
Terrifying some other players, Gorban traditions.
I bury the heart 1, I bury the heart 2, I bury the heart 3. We don't let dogs in the endless hunt.
I don't know what that is.
Hearing this local guy sharing about how he's a prince piques my interest, so I try to get some information about the current situation.
Sometimes I forget.
Are you from here?
Yes, but I was hibernating, you see. All this chaos has woken me up.
So you're a prince who's from here?
Yes.
You know what's going on with the fae and the toy
I've
things?
been asleep for a long time.
So you're freshly awoken?
Yes.
You were a prince a long time ago.
I hope I'm still a princess. I mean, I might not be a prince.
Well, if you don't know what's going on, and do you have authority here? Like, what do you command?
Of course.
A wave starts rifting in right behind me,
20 silver, 10 silver.
so that's where surprise attack comes in.
When you are rifting, you get hit by 20s.
Again, if anything's doing a 3 count, I can swing my strongest damage.
You get hit by 22 for a surprise attack.
Right.
Do a little blade blocking when he's coming in with those lunges. Bat it out of the way.
I definitely tripped on that. You're okay? I'm okay.
You're out of it. 10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver. Someone get that guy up. You okay? Okay.
So Pounce hesitated when I moved in, so I tell him, keep it up, keep up.
Keep up, keep up.
To get him to stay with me and match my speed,
10 silver. 10 silver. Good, Pounce, move.
because I'll take the back if he can continue to put pressure on the front as well.
Pounce, dig out its heart and put it in the ground.
Nikujo actually has a huge soft spot for training younger people, especially other felinoid kin.
Put it in the ground. Put it in the ground. Good.
So she really did love that moment a lot. And now she's got to make sure he's properly cultured once he gets his
you
kill.
survive long enough. Maybe even if you're from a different land, you'll get to the endless hunt too. And we do not let dogs in the endless hunt. You bury their heart, they can't go there.
He's got to do the Gorban heart burying as well.
Does anybody have like perfume or something really stinky that we could dump on the pee pile to stop that scent? Nobody? I don't know. I don't do like alchemy potion stuff. Does any of that stink a lot?
Poop on it. Will that help?
Will it negate pee-pee smell?
I think so, yeah.
I would dump it on that pile over there.
A lot of her role-playing interaction is about how people can be useful to her.
What are you tasting? Wait, I heard you say something.
Susie wants to learn more about characters, but I always got to put it through Nakujo's lens of how can this serve me? She's
Like,
very
you consent them before they
self-absorbed.
rift?
It's a fun balance to try to play a mean character when I out of game
I
am
didn't hear what you were
so
explaining.
interested in all
And
these
if you've
cool
got
people I'm
scenting
meeting.
skills, I want to know about it because that's useful.
And suddenly, these dogs rift close enough
I
to
can't
be
smell through
within
a rift.
sprint range. Now, Nakujo isn't positioned for back attacks here, so she does her squaring up and intimidating act with her posturing. Sometimes I like to call it sheepdogging because she has been known to influence the NPC position with her hissing and prowling. And she can sort of herd them just with her intimidating posturing. So, if you can't surprise them and actually get a jump on their backs, you might as well scare them and control the pace as much as you can. These two have some pretty mobile interplay, these two dogs. So she's jumping back and forth between targets
Put their hearts in the ground.
as they sort of circle around each other.
10 silver.
Little out-of-game check-in here. Us nerds gotta look out for each other.
You good? Keep breathing. You all right?
So dang cool, dude. You look so awesome. You can have whatever you want, man. You look so cool.
You out of game hydrating? You all right?
Yeah. If I'm pushing hard, I'll throw up.
Yeah.
We work hard out here.
Watch yourself, man.
It just means that I'm working out really good, right?
Yeah, no, I get that. Pounce, hearts in the ground.
Back to yelling at this baby tiger.
You
Now,
got both
this
their
whole
hearts?
jog, I am watching a dog running parallel to me down by the tavern. This is now a wide circle chase game. I saw that Pounce was keeping up and pressuring on this dog too, so I was eager to get around and to cut in so we could cut that dog down together. It was awesome. The dog almost turned around, so I picked up speed. The dog tried to rift.
Don't you run from me. I kick you over.
I drop him at the last
I dig
second.
out your heart one.
That
Yeah,
was an
you're fine.
awesome
Okay, my
full
bad.
field
I dig
wide
out your heart
chase with
one.
Pounce on his
I dig
tail
out
and
your
me
heart two.
circling around. I
Probably takes
loved
longer than
that.
a 3 count from the back. Get your heart.
There's a bunch of copper in my heart.
Cute. I dig a hole 1. I dig a hole 2. I dig a hole 3. I bury your heart 1. I bury your heart 2. I bury your heart 3. That one was fast. At least it gave a good chase.
You came this way?
You tracked him well, Pounce. You do move fast. For a guy who chooses to carry a shield.
I'm so sorry. Susie apologizes to Trevor for that one. That is a backhanded compliment from Nakujo. She can never just be regular nice. So I see another one
You guys are
coming
in
in.
game?
I summon Pounce right away.
Pounce!
I think Pounce is going to go left, so around the other side of the tent there, but at the last moment I noticed that he went wide to my right, so I circle
That's
more to the left to give their backs to him. I am now taking the kiting position,
10 silver, 10 silver, 10 silver, 20 silver, 20 silver, 20 silver, 20
and then as he comes in, we got him in that circle.
Yeah, sorry, I got a little close to
So
the
just
back
know
end.
what you're doing. If you're the first person that they engage with, you're the kiter. Or if you're sneaking, let the other person engage first, you get their backs.
1. I dig a hole 2. I dig a hole 3. I bury your heart 1. I bury your heart 2. I bury your heart 3. I kick over your corpse. I look for treasure. We don't let dogs in the endless hunt.
Do you piss on it when you're done?
No, that's disgusting.
There was a wide variety of reactions from the other players when Nakujo was doing her Gorban heart burying, and it was super
I don't know, they're
fun.
rifting all over the place. It's a little spontaneous.
Apparently to distract
Now,
my
bonus
squeaker, I
roleplay
can draw
here
the
to see how
attention.
bad Nakujo is at meeting people.
So you also enjoy killing dogs despite being super close to them?
I'm not a dog.
Okay.
I'm actually more closely related to felines and monkeys. I'm a hyena.
You were super close to a knoll, though.
Sadly,
Yeah, how friendly are you with gnolls?
I don't think I've met a knoll. I'm just a first generation.
So, all right, if you meet a knoll, will you rip its heart out and bury it?
I mean, if it attacks me, I will.
Yeah, okay, then we can probably get along. What's your name?
Judgey. You can just call me Judgey.
Judgey?
Judgey.
Judgey. Nikujo.
Pleasure to meet you. Your tail is beautiful.
Thank you. That's right, it is. What's your name?
This white animal character here was real scared of Nikujo.
What do I smell? What type of animal do I smell? Out of game question.
Animal like
A dog? Oh, great.
When she didn't answer my in-game question, I asked the out-of-game question using the scenting ability.
Look, I'm not threatening you. I've received enough training in temperance that I'm not going to kill a civilized dog.
I did not realize that this precious little creature was actually a dog Wylderkin, which made for a lot of really fun role play, like all weekend.
I don't need a gift. It's insulting.
Then what if I put it on the ground and
What if I fight you and earn it?
Drama between the kin.
Put that down. Show me your claw. Why is there a bag in your claw hand? Let's go.
Whoa, hey, what's going on?
The hyena kin here, Jaquette, has a
just
whole posse
training.
coming in for backup. Look
I
out.
didn't offer to train.
Are you training?
If you want to offer me a gift, we'll be training. I'm not going to kill any of you.
Right. You're gonna kill her?
No, I just met her, and she told me that she would put a Knoll's heart in the ground. So we're just checking each other out here. And then she was like, I'm going to give you a gift. And I was like, yeah, right, you are. I'm going to earn a gift.
It's not gift. It's just
You can't
I
fight
find people I
nasty.
meet and I give them things. It is not a gift. It is just a greeting.
You give things as a greeting?
I give
Okay,
things
so
as a
maybe Nikujo's not offended anymore. They talked their way out of that one. But she's still
What
going to be
sorts of
wicked
things?
judgmental about it. And just a big old jerk.
I have trinkets of all sorts. I have
Why do you carry bunches of trinkets? Doesn't that just slow you down?
no.
She really toes the line with some PvP.
And you can even choose. Here. I offer.
They did make announcements at the national event that if you wanted to engage in legitimate PvP, you can call a marshal over and have an actual battle with your stat cards.
How about I don't take one, but the offer itself is enough to be on okay terms?
Good.
Normally, even when she postures like this,
All right, I need all your names, though.
Keith.
she will bat at
Keith?
someone, like with the
Keith?
flat of her blade.
Clan Keith, you guys like a lot of trinkets. How do you hunt something when you make that much noise?
Oh, you see,
So-
they know I'm coming. Scares them away. These sneaky ones.
But then you're always in the position of being the distraction. You have to be able to go back and forth.
No, who says you?
You'd be very surprised.
I guess if you're relying on a crew the whole time.
She'll do her posturing and her threatening and her judging, but I've never gone full-fledged PvP where I had to call a marshal and
That's
use
less
my
honorable,
stats.
but I am understanding.
Maybe one day,
it now.
though.
I'm seeing where you're
It
coming
always
from.
gets pretty close.
Big distraction. They sneak. Boom. Smart.
Jaquette, you sneak.
Sometimes.
What's your name?
Wedge.
Wedge. And you also sneak? You hit stronger from behind?
I'll be back. I have gifts.
All right, Wedge.
Yes,
Jaquette.
very strong.
Yeah, there's no shield on the back.
Wedge small, but wedge not hit small.
Where are your claws?
I'm not using claws.
Your claws aren't sharp? What about you? Where are your claws?
You know, I've been asking the same question.
Yeah, these guys don't sharpen their claws.
You know, we can't all be great.
It's for delicate work.
Like what?
Like baking.
Okay.
Hey, you know, fair.
I mean, where are the cheetah's claws? I see, there they are.
They're sharp. You just have to look for them carefully.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have, you know what? It's a fair question because Cheetah-Clacks don't naturally retract their claws. It is actually physically impossible for a Cheetah-Clacks to fully retract their claws. So I had to go through a lot of very painful training to pick up a sword. That's why my hands are so calloused. I grew a lot of thick skin because I had to partially try to retract my claws, but I never fully could. But I can wield swords now. My claws are just always going to be sharp, and now my hands are really calloused.
One hand is just good.
I'm so sorry for you.
Oh, I almost got.
I don't need an apology. It's just tougher training, so I'm not mad.
I almost got disarmed earlier, but it was my claw, so it's fine.
That's exactly, you see? So I recommend, if you want to survive better, get your claws sharpened.